It looks like we are recording. Okay, testing, testing, one, two, one, two. And the dolls are in the dollhouse. Hello, Lizzie, and welcome back to Queer in Quarantine. My name is Ivy Fisher, and as you can see, I am giving you a little Mean Girls fantasy. I'm not saying I'm the Black Regina George, but you haven't seen us in the same room since she got run over by the bus, right? I am joined by a special guest today, a very special star. You may pronounce her name Naomi or Naomi, but let it be known that this queen is the one on everyone's lips. She was the Lags of season 8. She was the lipstick of All Star season 4. And now she's ready to take over the world. Everybody, please give it up for our queen, Naomi Smalls.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi, Ivy. How are you? We got the Black Abdu memo.
Oh my God, yes. I was very much inspired by, like you and Moesha, really.
I will gladly be your Gretchen Wieners to your Regina George. I promise to never wear hoops.
How are you, Naomi? How have you been during quarantine?
I'm doing okay. I'm definitely trying to stay as productive as possible. I think that's like the only way I can try and stay sane. I think that everyone's doing a lot of reflecting during this time, and it sounds so corny, but like I definitely have to. What about you? How's your quarantine going?
Oh my God, my quarantine has been all over the place. So that's been really hard. But other than that, I've been able to focus on my drag and focus on my art and my work and, all the other answers that everybody gives in these types of interviews. I was like, I have to put on these gloves because I don't have time to put on nails and like do the whole thing.
Honestly, drag is so annoying and nails are on the list.
So you have been very successful in other realms as well. I think we all saw you performing with Chloe and Halle recently. How has it been being able to, still be Naomi Smalls throughout this time that is so conflicting?
Yeah, I remember the first time I ever saw a drag queen. I think a lot of millennials can relate to this. That I saw like the RuPaul for Viva Glam Matte campaign, and I didn't necessarily know what a drag queen was at that time, but I now can look back at it and always just know that if a grown man can pose as a woman and be in a fashion magazine, well, nothing's impossible. So like, why should I maybe think I can't do something? If I really want to do something, I think it's always possible. I've got to work with amazing brands that I've always looked up to. I've got to do a lot of things that I'm like passionate about, and it's never really. I'm not going to let a pandemic get in the way of that. I'm not going to let what other people's thoughts get in the way of that. Doing the Chloe and Halle performance was honestly so much fun, and it was such a like a cool thing to get the hell out during this time. There was like it was like the most safe set ever. Everyone was masked, even the girls, and I was gagged because I was like, "You're in full makeup, masked, like you're gonna get a crease." But it was super safe, and they didn't want to have like any hair or makeup artists on set, so they had their family there, and I just thought that was like the cutest visual, seeing like their dad like have a powder brush and touch them up, and their mom like bobby pinning their hair. Yeah, I had so much fun, and I mean, who doesn't love a highly melanated Spice Girls?
I know that was the visual we all needed during this time, especially with like the Black Lives Matter movement going on. I feel like seeing Black beauty and Black artistry displayed on such a wide, like large platform, that was really sick.
And not have to be like the typecast scary Spice just out of default, you know? I think every Black girl can relate to that growing up with like all their like all the girls on the playground, and like someone has to be Scary Spice, and they're just like, you have to be her because you know.
I'm no stranger to being scary, but don't put me in a box. So yeah, we have you on here to talk a little bit about your upcoming show, the Smalls World Show, coming out on September 1st. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I'm. There's now a horn honking in the background, of course. I'm super excited to be releasing the Smalls World Show. It's like my very first solo show, and it's been in the works now for about like a year and a half. I It's kind of started all based off of a YouTube docu-series, and then after seeing like solo shows, after seeing like Smoke and Mirrors, after really getting a hone on like what I love doing in drag, and that's like being on stage and telling my story through performance and fashion and art. And I'm super excited for to tackle on like the digital showcase because anything's possible in digital. And it's also got to like group all my favorite activities of art directing and creative directing. And I am such a control freak. So it's really nice to be able to step back and like look at something and say, oh wow, this is like a full-on labor of love. And I'm so proud of everything that you're gonna see. And I got to tackle some amazing numbers I never have got to do before. And I don't know. I think that this is a really important time to keep drag alive, keep art alive, and I have no intention of slowing down. And pandemic, who?
You're not gonna stop my bad, Corona. Okay, Miss Corona.
I've got my mask around here somewhere.
Yeah, but it must be so fulfilling to have a project come, have an idea and then see it come to fruition in the project that you're putting out.
And I think that the pandemic, obviously, it's has its negative impact. It's definitely kind of been like a positive push as far as like tackling on something so solo because it is an investment. It's not like I'm currently working right now like all other drag queens. Our insurance plan is 2 drink tickets and maybe a friend on your guest list. But I am super excited that I have like something to push me to do it because it's been these past 6 years of like after Drag Race, I've been part of somebody else's production. And at the end of the day, when it's somebody else's production, you can't really have final say. And I love having final say because I feel like if I'm going to be the one on stage and the one who's like my name's attached to it, I need to be proud of it.
I just loved being able to see what you're doing behind the scenes and to what's going to be coming out on the forefront. I know everybody's going to be super excited.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know, I think that I have an amazing team. Like I have my team like Natasha, Ricky, Martin, Sarah. Like they really just get me and like they'll almost I think I'll be on my phone like zooming in on details that they would never even probably clock without me, but I'm like 18 minutes 59 seconds and a half, can we just switch that to like be a blinking shot instead of a non-blinking shot? I yeah, the inner Virgo really jumps the hell out, and I think that if I can stop something from being a shady screenshot, it just needs to happen.
So, in talking about your project and your inspirations, what was the main focus that you wanted to get out with the Small Spoken show?
I think that with the access to being able to do everything like more like a self-produced situation, you're going to see a lot more like vulnerability than you've ever seen Naomi have before. And that's just, it's not anything to discredit about like reality television or somebody else's production, but it just feels a lot more natural to be open and a lot more natural to be emotional when I'm like in the comfort of my own peers, I'm actually comfortable. If I'm the one who's like kind of gonna tweeze out what's gonna go out there, I am the way that I am today because I just grew up with such an amazing family. And I used to like feel that that was um, not necessarily the best thing to talk about because you just hear so many negative experiences with anyone who's like coming out and being themselves. And um, I've I've taken that guilt and like really thrown it away because I think the more that I like preach love and the more that I like show other families that someone can be into bundles and lashes and entertaining and maybe not the norm, can still live their happy life and be themselves and inspire other people to do the same.
That's really beautiful. I feel that a lot of people, of course, know Naomi as like the supermodel or the fashion girl or whatever you want to call her. But as being able to, as your fan, seeing you be in a vulnerable position, I think that's a treat that everybody's going to really just snack on.
People love emotion, and I didn't really understand that on Drag Race, and I wish that I did because the interviewers were always like, if you want people to connect with you, you're gonna have to open up. And I think that I did open up. I kind of like gave them um, more like the positive sides. But I mean, after Drag Race, I've definitely dealt with loss. I've definitely dealt with just some not so nice things, and they'll definitely be like featured in the show. But instead of like harping on them, more so twisting it and like making light of it, and it kind of feels nice to put emotion into your work. It just feels a lot more um, genuine. And I also think it's like really cool just to see Black artists thrive right now, period.
Period.
And I've always kind of just been the person that's not going to really let what some stranger is saying about me and what they think of the color of my skin really affect like what I want to do and what I want to put out into the world. But it's like amazing to be um, an inspiration to those to do the same thing. Because whatever makes you feel confident, hone in on it, customize it, and really embrace it. And that's what people are going to be attracted to.
Absolutely, especially in terms of you being a Black artist that is in such a high, lofty position, you're able to have like your sort of take on things and reach a lot more people than someone like me or anyone else in the community. So obviously, we thank you so much for your work, and literally, you're stunning to look at. So I don't think anybody minds diving in.
There, like almost felt like I didn't necessarily have to explain um, how important it is to not spread hate. To like, if you're following me, obviously, I just didn't think that you had these negative thoughts, but these kids online, or these kids who are following you when they're like living in Mississippi or something, like they're watching you as a TV star, but they're not necessarily knowing all the issues that are underlying there. So I think it's always just really important to preach that and to show them. It's almost exhausting to try and convince other people to know that you can't judge somebody based on how they're born. You have to just base your decisions on their actions and what they show you as people, not how they look.
Exactly, exactly. I don't know why it keeps coming back to me on the camera, so I'm sorry for that. But yeah.
You're gorgeous to look at. I'd rather it shuffle to you.
No, thank you. I literally stop. I'm gonna start blushing, but oh wait, I painted it on. So I do want to talk a little bit about the opening number, if you want to talk a little bit about it, and the Smallest World show, because I got a little glimpse of this, and I will be the first to say the girls aren't ready.
Thank you. Before I Let Go is like a song that I think everyone can relate to. It's so also like so powerful in the Black community. I it's like the song that really gasses me up and gets me ready to like conquer on the day. And I think that as like a Black queen, and you just have to like put on your armor almost to go out there and make the world your own. You always have to be on guard. I've always kind of like resented when I get called like an Oreo, or I get like discredited because I'm mixed. And I feel like if you're Black, you're Black. When you get pulled over on the 405 going 90 miles an hour, they're going to treat you like a Black man, no matter who the hell your mom and dad is. And I've come to terms with like my self love and what, at the end of the day, knowing that like I have to be the strongest person that I know. I am the strongest person that I know. I have to go to bed with like my own thought, and I have to love myself. And it sounds so corny because we're like taught all the time like you can't love yourself. If you can't love yourself, you can't love somebody else, whatever. But I'm fully like knowing. You're laughing. I wasn't trying to be. When I said corny, I didn't mean to be corny. It just sounds repetitive because you've heard a drag queen say that for like the past, 11 years.
Right.
But I'm fully at a point where I can like embrace all the things that make me me and put that armor on and own it. And I think that really comes into play with the whole Venus visual and the whole creation of Adam, the creation of Davis visual. Yeah, I'm like super excited. The girls are not ready. This is gonna be like digital. I've never seen a drag queen tackle on a showcase like this, and I think the fact that it's digital, I got to really collaborate with artists that I wouldn't necessarily be able to if I was doing a stage show.
I love that. I definitely can tell in your art and in your work just how intricate your mind works. Let me just say that first and foremost,
Oh,
because
thank
just the
you.
detailing and the ornamentation of everything is just beautiful and stunning. The inspiration that's going to come out of this, the girls really aren't ready. So, period.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm so happy that you got to take a peek at it. That means a lot. That means honestly, real recognize real. So that means a lot.
Oh my God. I feel like this is really great. I feel like the girls are girly, but. And talking about moving forward, what is next for Naomi Smalls after the Smalls World Show? After everything is out, what is a response or a reaction that you would like to receive?
I hope this is a good way to continue on Naomi Smalls during the pandemic because I can't necessarily see a stage show in the foreseeable future. But what I really do enjoy of this whole process was like really getting to dip my toe into the art directing side of it. I know that Naomi is not going to be a forever project. I am like having a lot of fun with it right now and getting to explore a lot of things, but art directing is really my passion. And if I could have the same conceptual mind, the same creative mind, and like put it into another artist's work and let it blossom and let it speak for itself on that medium, I think that would also just be just as fulfilling.
Yummy. And it's going to come to you because you already said it, you already put it out in the universe. So get ready to
I
snap
hope. I
up.
know Oprah said you have to say it out loud if you want it to happen. This is kind of freaky with the lights. It's like I'm an X-Men right now. But you have to manifest it, you know.
Exactly. Oh my God, not the X-Men. Literally. Okay, wait. So do you like X-Men movies? Do you know about X-Men movies?
I I mean, like I've watched the X-Men movies. I don't know if I'm like a buff, but I can tell you like my favorite character if that's the
Yeah.
goal.
Well, I'm kind of a nerd. I was about to ask, like, what would your mutant superpower be?
I would 1000% be Mystique. I just think bomb, shapeshifter, like be anyone who I want to be. Yeah, she's also just hot. I love a female assassin. What
Word.
about you?
Literally Mystique. My answer is Mystique. I'm wearing blue for Mystique. And if she is an acrobat, that is hot to me. So yeah.
And Rebecca Romaine as Mystique was like it for me.
I wanted to ask a little bit about your previous projects. I know that your family is a big inspiration for you. Did you want to talk a little bit about your family being the sort of foundation for your past and present projects?
Yeah, I'm honestly just so grateful for my parents. Like I was adopted. I was prepaid when I was still in the belly, but I was adopted into a family that had already at that point um, 6 adopted children, and well, they already had. I'm so bad at math. There's 12 of us total, and there's 8 of us are adopted, and I am number 11 of 12. So I I'm super happy that I was adopted into a family that's so multicultural, so blended, and it really taught me at a young age to just judge people exactly based on their personalities, based on their actions, rather than like their background, where they come from, what they look like. And they've always been so accepting of my drag. They've always been so accepting of me being exactly who I want to be. I never had to say the words I'm gay because it was just so damn obvious. I was like, had a towel on my head at 4 years old. I've always just felt kind of like indebted to them. And I don't think that they necessarily feel that way. Like because I do, I mean, I'm always traveling so much and I'm always like on the go and I'm always kind of like very we're very work based, but at the end of the day, I'm always just trying to make my family proud and make my mom proud 100%. It took me a really long time to experience loss. I'm lucky enough to say that. My brother passed away like right before season 8 it was aired, and then my dad passed away like a year later, and it was I think loss just makes everyone grow up like that, you know. And I know that they would be so proud of everything I'm doing, and I always try and keep them in the back of my head for sure.
Certainly. First, I want to extend my condolences. I'm very sorry to hear that. And I'm just glad to see that we're all able to see your strength and your resilience through everything that you're doing. I know that they're so proud of you. I love seeing Black kids loved by their parents. That's like my favorite thing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I could talk parents all day, literally.
Right. Especially like when you have the parents, like you just want to talk about them all day. But either way, we can move on. Um, so I do want to talk a little bit about reality TV. We do not have to harp on this, but
Let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
this Friday we have the Drag Race Vegas review coming out. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm honestly very anxious because I've never seen it. I just did an interview and they told me that they already saw the episode, and I'm like, what the hell? I haven't even seen it. But it makes sense for prep. I am excited that you'll be seeing drag queens in like a less tense setting because there is no competition, and that's kind of refreshing. I don't think we've really ever seen drag queens in that setting before, but it's definitely like it just comes natural when you put a bunch of divas on stage and you put the bunch of people in clothes that are way too small for them and corsets that are way too tight and wigs that are like slipping off or like hanging on by their hairline. Like tense, it's just gonna get tense and like tensions are high and there's gonna be drama, and you'll definitely see a lot of drama on the show. You'll see some drama, you'll see some making out. It's gonna be wild.
Oh my god. Of course, because where there's divas follows drama. Who's
Exactly.
making out? I want to see who's gonna be kissing. I guess
Did you see the trailer?
I saw
It's
the
like,
trailer. I saw that Banji and who else? Who was that? Cameron.
yes.
That's hot, bitch.
I respect the Kai Kai. I do respect the Kai Kai. There is something about like just hooking up with another entertainer or like being with another entertainer, like you're just like so in tune with your sexuality, you're so in tune with your like gender, you are you're confident enough to go on stage. You better be confident enough to put it down.
Okay, she said that. She's right, and she should say it. Yeah, that's really exciting. Obviously, we all came to know and love Naomi Smalls on Drag Race, so I'm sure that everybody will be excited to see you again on another sort of Drag Race related situation. But also moving forward and moving past that, we have your projects to look forward to. We have the Smalls World Show to look forward to. That is coming out on September 1st, so everybody go follow Naomi and make sure you are tuned the fuck in.
It's going to be an amazing digital showcase. I don't want you to miss it. Get your tickets online at naomismalls.com.
Yes, oh my god, the promo. Okay, I want to ask like three just like fun questions and then we can be done. I know it's hot, girl. This is
Can you see me? I'm like sweating, but it's not because it's hot. It's because of these lights.
so. If Naomi Smalls was a fragrance, what would she be?
Ooh, I've always been like a sucker for J'adore Dior because that commercial with Charlize Theron just really like wet. Like I was. Can I curse on here or no?
Yeah.
Period.
My pussy was wet watching that commercial like as a child. So like I would love to be that. I would love to be that one. But like fun fact, if I'm like on tour and I see a Marshalls, I run in and I go get Paris Hilton Can Can. Something I used to wear when I was like in ninth grade, and it's like my beauty hack and drag.
If Naomi Smalls was an ice cream flavor, what would she be?
Ooh, dairy-free froze. It's like frozen rose. That's what I'm obsessed with right now. I don't know what that would be, but that's what I'm like all about. And I have to like tell myself not to buy it when I'm at the store.
Oh my god, I've never tried that, but I love rosé, so I feel like that would be like really fucking tasty.
What's your answer?
Well, okay, I have a really weird answer. Y'all are gonna read me in the comments. Okay, so my favorite ice cream flavor is coffee mixed with birthday cake. But I know that sounds
Ooh,
weird. I know it sounds like nasty, but I really love how the vanilla icing acts as sort of like a creamer for the coffee.
okay.
It's very like convoluted, I know.
I love that. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm a huge fan of coffee ice cream. I haven't really gotten to the birthday cake though.
My last question is, what is a quintessential Naomi Smalls outfit? Like if you had to put an outfit from head to toe, the pieces that you may have in your wardrobe or you don't, but just put an outfit together and what is that Naomi Smalls fit?
Ooh. I honestly think that anything that will accentuate the bottom half of my body is just like a given. If I can get some length, no matter if it's like a long pant or a high cut short, I'm gonna do it. Um, I don't necessarily love like if I put my hair behind my shoulders right now, I would hate myself. Like it kind of has to be like a little covered right here. But definitely a waist and some legs, and I don't know if this even counts as an outfit, but hair is my favorite accessory, 1000%.
Yes, God, because you know you're giving it to us with the human hair bundles, sweets.
I actually used to do hair, so maybe that has like some sort of like connection, but like I cannot style a wig to save my life. I can't style a synthetic wig, I can't style a human wig. I was so bad at hair. I was giving girl botched layers and definitely some breakage in the back of their head and just like praying they would never see it. So I'm really happy I'm not doing hair and I can just be the client these days.
Right. Oh my God. Not not the broken kitchen in the back. Oh my God. These girls.
I know.
Not my edges are right.
Tell my wigs I love them. Tell my edges I love them and I'll never
Oh
see them
my
again.
God.
I also have like the worst time trying to find heels. I don't know about you.
Girl, okay. If we want to talk about heels, let's talk about Amazon Prime. Saving me two
Yes.
days before a show. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any heels to go on stage. What am I going to do? Amazon Prime that girl?
Only maker?
Oh, yeah. Yes, only maker. And then what else is there? Oh, pleaser is always like quintessential, but it's terrible. I hate pleaser shoes.
I know. They literally fall apart. Like
Yeah.
if I leave them in my drag room, like it gets so hot in there that like the adhesive will just split.
Oh my God. And then the way they have your toes just like crunched up in the front. Like, I feel like if
What are
you're
you talking about?
I wanted to extend and see if there's anything else that you wanted to mention about your project or anything else that you have coming up, anything that you want the girls to know.
I definitely want people to know that this is how you're going to see Naomi Smalls, I think, at her most genuine form. And if you're a Naomi Smalls fan, I feel like that's exactly how you should see her. It's something that I'm so proud of. It's something that I think is going to, I hope, inspire future queens or future entertainers to take on themselves. Because I want to see this. I want to see people like be in creative control of their self and like really present exactly what's in their mind. And there's something so powerful behind that. September 1st, NaomiSmalls.com.
Period. Make sure you all follow Naomi on Instagram, Twitter, all over her socials. Make sure you are looking out because you won't want to miss it. And thank you all so much for tuning in to Queer in Quarantine. And thank you, Naomi, for joining me on this lovely interview.
Thank you, Regina. Gretchen signing out.